What is up, guys? Welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. We're playing Gw2, and like I promised, we're gonna have a video on one of the new traits that was released into the game. I'll get into what trait is in a second, but first and foremost, we are at 100 subscribers, so, you know, that's something. I'm pretty excited about that. Honestly, like, 2 months ago we were at, like, 10 or 5 subscribers, so things are going quite well over here. I am, in fact, this happy. Just so we're sure. So, once again, thanks guys, this has been great. Let us get to the video then, and stop wasting time. Let's look at our PvP build. The build I'm doing is using the Burst Precision skill, which is the new skill, or new trait for the Strength trait line. Burst skills have an increased chance to critically hit, and you are asking what chance that is. It's a 100% chance, so that's pretty crazy. We take that. We obviously have to go full down the Strength trait line. We take Axe Mastery, as I'll be using 2 one-handed axes, as well as my rifle, as this is sort of a sniper build, as well as the Eviscerate skill that we'll be focusing on. And then we take damage is increased when wielding an axe, mace, or sword in your offhand, and we take the second axe in our offhand. Down the arms trait line, we put you have a chance to cause vulnerability on critical hits, as we will be critting a fair amount. We go all the way down to discipline line, and we take burst skills deal more damage and cost less. Now, it is huge that we can take this, because before you might have had to take the heightened focus to increase the crit chance of your burst skill, but now that we have full crit chance, there's no reason to take it, so we can take this, which is a huge help. Deal bonus damage per boon on your target. I was between this and what was the other one I was between? I was between that and critical hits with axes gain extra adrenaline to reduce on axe and reduce charge on recharge on axe skills. Man, that was a butcher of that sentence. But I was between those two. I took the destruction of empowered because it seems like it's 3% increased damage per boon on your target, and that seems very powerful, especially against like a guardian or something like that. When we're looking for the huge numbers, I feel like that's a better one to take. And then finally, we use you move faster while wielding the 2 melee weapon, or the melee weapons. So with this, you're going to be wanting to use your 2 axes to sort of close gaps and to sprint around, whereas you have your rifle out, you're sort of stationary. You pop down your discipline banner for some precision and ferocity, and you just give it to them for a while, like up on a cliff somewhere or something like that. You can throw your bolus around them to immobilize them, and then you can mark them for 10% increased damage. That's really what this is about. It's about killing, just about killing people down. Nice. Signet of Rage, I don't actually pop it that often, just gain more adrenaline to use my burst skills more. Maybe I'd pop it if I was in a big situation. And then I take Mending to cure some conditions. Alright, let's jump into some PvP combat and see how much fun we have with this build. Alright, so let's jump right into the action. We see that I'm chasing an Elementalist down here. She jumps away, but I pull out my rifle and I'm able to burst her down quite nicely. She's running for her life at this point, but I start charging up my snipe, knowing that she won't be able to get around the corner in time, and I hit a 9k on her to pull her down. We hit the 9k because she does have boons on her. I mean, we obviously hit a fair amount anyways, but the boons just increase her damage by that 3% per, which is definitely noticed when you're fighting someone like a Guardian or an Elementalist who has a lot of boons. We take down our next person here with the help of our group, and we see someone come walking by here with his flame sword. I'm fairly damaged at this point, so I take a brief moment to sort of recuperate and use my heal in a moment. as I am not the tankiest class. So I want to lunge in there and use my Eviscerate right away, but he avoids it quite well. Try to keep distance. I get off a great Blade Swirl on top of him, and then another Eviscerate for a 9k, and then followed by a 7k to really end it quickly. The Necromancers, of course, do a lot of damage when they're on the ground, so I have to sort of use my heal as much as I can. Here's a great show of using height to your advantage as a sniper. I stay up here so no one can hit me, and they're not really noticing what's doing the damage because they're already fighting one person. So I pop my flag down knowing I'll be here for a little bit, and I try to get as much distance and range on someone as I can. You'll see here in a second that this guy's going to walk by. I'm going to charge up my snipe. There's a 9k followed by a burst down, and he's down within a few seconds of walking by. Now his friend's going to come and try and save him while he's on the ground, but I'm sort of putting pressure on both of them. They get smart though, and they LOS me beneath here, so I go down and I use my axes on them. He blocks my Eviscerate, so I Blade Swirl on top of him, which brings him down a fair amount. He uses a lot of buffs there, and I'm able to, again, use my Eviscerate on him. He's got a fair amount of defense, but the buffs did help. We're able to bring him down here. He's going to shoo us away with his stupid Guardian pushback, and we charge back in and get the kill. Like so. We're in the middle of a firefight at a base here. I use my Eviscerate on a mage who's about to use her big bleed skill, bringing her quite low, but she runs away at this point. I see her out of the corner of my eye, and I follow her with my rifle out. I want to sort of catch her by surprise around the corner here. So I get a few shots off on her. She comes charging at me. I whack her back with the number 5 ability and get some more shots, but she's quite low, so she's running down there. I put my axes on to pursuit, and then I go around the corner and Eviscerate around to sort of catch her off guard and bring her down. And we finish her off as well. At this final point here, we're chasing the person with the orb. We follow her. We do a number 5 with the axes to bring her quite down, and then we follow up with an Eviscerate once we close the gap to bring her just about down, and we finish her. We noticed that the Eviscerate's a really good damage and a really good gap closer, which is great if you're using your melee weapons. So we're chasing after this warrior here who's going to his first base. Because we're going to have the element of surprise, we put the flag down and chase in with the axes to sort of get some damage on hopefully both of them, but the warrior seems to be standing here taking it, so we actually land on him for a bit. We charge up our Eviscerate. It's always best to do it when you have it at full, but if you have it pretty close, it's still great to use it. We managed to get it to full here. We follow him and drop him to eliminate one of the 2 targets here, as we were 2 on 2, and getting one down immediately definitely secures the victory here. Because now I'm able to bring out my rifle and just distance this guy from a distance, really, while he goes and chases my friend. We drop him down, kill him as well. Knowing that this is their base, we know that they're going to come and attack it right away, so I sort of retreat up to this sort of ledge up here, which is a great vantage point, especially with the rifle. As you can see people coming in, he didn't even see me up there and charges for my friend. I snipe him, and then I burst him down, so he's already at half health. And I'm just sort of keeping damage on him while my Necromancer friend takes him down. So he LOSs me underneath here, but it's already over for him by this point. Now I see that there's another person coming again, and I prepare by immobilizing him, and then I snipe him, and I burst him down with the rifle again. Great damage from the rifle, even without using your snipe, like just the burst shots. They really bring your targets down nice with the crit. We drop down to use our axes, as we had already used both of our high damage skills on the rifle, kill it, and we move back up to our ledge. So we're on our ledge again, and we're just sort of standing guard as we know that they've been coming from this area. Check from behind, check the front, and out of the corner of our eye here we see someone go under the bridge to come behind, but we're going to come behind them, and we're going to bring out our axes, and we're going to immobilize, followed by mark, followed by Eviscerate, and then we're going to do our Blade Swirl on top of them. We follow them. We want to keep really close to the ranger, as she's going to try to shoot us back and keep as much pressure on us as possible. We are almost able to eviscerate again, so we do close the gap, bring her down even more. And then finally we are able to bring her down to the ground, but I do have a lot of dots on me and her pet is still doing damage. She's able to bring me down, but I do kill her in the end before she's able to kill me because she's already quite low. So we're going to move to our final scene, which is another great example of sniping in this map as we use height to our advantage. We just take someone out with a rifle while they're fighting someone else. So this is a great spec. I'm going to be sure to make some more videos on specs, and including maybe more footage of the spec because I quite enjoyed playing it. Be sure to give me your thoughts on it. Yeah. Some fun times. Obviously I showed you more of the highlights. There was a few deaths. This is a squishy spec after all. But I actually I performed quite nicely, and I'm very much enjoying this new trait, as it makes me feel so powerful when I just get these crits out of nowhere. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the 100 subscribers and counting. It means the world to me. Comment on your thoughts about this trait, or any of the traits for that matter, and I'll make a video on some of the other traits in the future here, so be sure to keep watching. Toss this video a like if you liked it. Thanks. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to like it. If you have a comment about it, or a suggestion for a future video, please leave one. If you have friends, share it. And finally, and most importantly, subscribe. Honestly, only one of these is red. Click it.